off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, Streaker, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to splatter more hope and happiness on you. Balancing out all the bad news out there with some good news, good people, good topics, good series. And today's one of those series. It is Monday, and it's Mental Health Matters Mondays. And it's a series that I started. Time is always getting away from me, so I'm not sure when it started, but it doesn't matter. It is actually found under my Get Happy Hour podcast and Get Happy Hour series. So if you're looking for that, that's why I had a question come up. They were looking for Mental Health Matters Mondays, and there's no playlist there, but I just put all the shows where I am talking about your claiming of your birthright to happiness in Get Happy Hours. And that's where you can find it. And since it is Monday, guess what? You get a free copy of this fabulous, well, I'm biased, number one Amazon bestseller, national bestseller, and the audiobook copy, which is worth $20. I know it's not a car that I'm giving away, but it is my Asian Oprah giveaway to you every Monday. So get your friends to come. Free subscribe. Give me the finger. This one, not the other one. And every single Monday, you will get some Happy 88 tools for what you would like to know about how you can make yourself happier. And that's why I do this series for sure. All right, where are we now? A gratitude sandwich, taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. It is probably my best tool for being happy 88% of the time. When you get up in the morning, the first thing you do, instead of picking this up and doing this, which is called MS, meaningless scrolling, and then most likely, or turning the TV on, most likely you're going to get a headline or whatever someone's talking about, and I will bet you $1 that it's not positive. I'm pretty secure in knowing that if it bleeds, it leads, and that is why I don't talk about the headlines here on the show ever for the last 684 consecutive weeks, 13 plus years, and 1,406 podcast shows. And I am very grateful for that. I'll start with that as my first gratitude, that I'm still here. I'm still doing this. And 1,406 podcast shows is nothing to sneeze at, but everything to clap at. And that is called appreciation of yourself, which is the bottom of the bun. So we'll continue on with taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. I do notice eyeballs coming in. So glad. Oh, and I even got a finger on that one. Thank you. This one, not the other one. So glad you're here. Please do play with me and put your gratitudes in the comment section. And that way I can get you on the screen and give you some credit too, whoever you are. And I will say, besides the show that I'm grateful for, I am grateful to be going on world tour. I just love the way things like a jigsaw puzzle fall into place, especially when something looks like it's negative and something that I didn't want, it turns out to be the best possible thing for me. Um, n- uh, I'm going to wait until I get my money back, and then I'll tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But I am grateful that I get to go to, let's see, we'll start with December, Taiwan, uh, October, Shanghai. Sorry, November, anyways, I'm going to Africa, Canada, Shanghai, Taiwan, Hawaii, and certainly here for the film festival and Catalina Jazz Festival, Newport Beach Film Festivals. I've been one of the sponsors for 8+ years. And so lots of beautiful traveling. I will be back. I don't know, maybe January. But if there's an opportunity that I'm supposed to take by my UPS man delivery, my Universal Power Source delivery, then I will take it. And looking forward to uh, re continuing, not re continuing my Happy 88 mission tour that I started with this little baby here. Um, and it was cut short by COVID. Those of you who remember, I was in the Philippines with it, and then China with it, and then I was on the last plane that went out of China that had no temperature checking. The plane after hours was the first time that they started taking temperatures. So I know it's been some years, but other things were in my cadre of completions. And now that my mom passed, thank you so much for the support that I've gotten from everyone in my social media family and at Agape and at Design for Living, and just so grateful for all the support. So my bonus mom passed 3 months ago. My Chinese mom, or my bio mom, passed 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago. And so it's time to go back on tour. So that I am grateful for that I get the chance to travel again. I love traveling. So living out of a suitcase is not a bad thing for me. In fact, I was going to go look and see if there were suitcases that literally popped up. And so you didn't have to move anything out of the suitcase. That's a good business idea for those of us who travel a lot or go back on world tour. I am grateful for uh, just, I don't know, uh, being able to move where it's not as much of a stressor as it is that they say it's a top three stressor with divorce and death. Um, I, I love the feeling of finishing like a bottle of something like lotion or shampoo or that cleaning out feeling. So moving every time is a chance to do that and discover things that you've forgotten about, or sell things that you don't use anymore. And so if anyone needs I've sold the sofa and the air conditioner, but I still have a bookcase and a bed. And if you want to shop in my closet, y'all know I'm a little bit of a fashionista. So that moving open house sale is the 19th and 20th. It's not this weekend, but the following weekend. So those of you who want more information, just message me. All right. I am grateful that I've gotten to spend 8 years looking out at the ocean of abundance. And I've already, um, I'll be staying in two places on my tour that have a view of the water. So that seems to be, I'm not going to miss it here because I know that it's always this or better, right? So that's one of the things that I live by, and that's what we're going to talk about today. One more gratitude. I'm grateful for just having a friendly universe that I know is always conspiring for me, never against me, and that everything that happens for me is for my divine and best good. And I know that to the bottom of my soul and the top of my heart. I don't think I've ever said that before. All right, going to the bottom of the bun. So, top of the bun when you wake up is gratitudes, things that you're grateful for that are outside of yourself. And the bottom of the bun is what I'd like you to do before you go to bed at night, which is what are things that you are grateful for inside of yourself, otherwise known as appreciation, from one of my core teachers, Abraham Hicks, Law of Attraction, which we're going to talk about today. And that says that if you focus on things that you don't like about yourself, well, guess what? You're going to be your own worst enemy. You're going to be critical of yourself. You're going to be looking for love and likes literally on social media in all the wrong places. Instead, I want you to practice weight train on what do you like about yourself? And that's the question to answer on the bottom of your bun, which is um the not uh, blind affirmations or things that you don't believe. I'm a big poo pooer on looking in the mirror and lying to yourself, because if you don't feel beautiful, then sitting there and saying 100 you're beautiful 100 times is really a waste of your breath and the time that it takes to do that. But there's always something that you can appreciate about yourself. The fact that you woke up this morning, you're above ground, you have food in the fridge, you were in a bed, you have reading material, you have eyes that you can read with, you have a smartphone that you're not going to pick up and do meaningless scrolling on, you have money in your wallet, even if it's a little bit. And everybody that I know has, even people who don't look like they have it, $100 bill, I put it in my wallet and leave it there. And it is a sign of abundance for me that I could buy something, but I choose not to. And so, at least the people in the top 3 to 8%, and a lot of them in America, we have a lot to be grateful for: money in the wallet, food in our fridge, and a roof over our head. So those are at least three things that we can be appreciative that we have the means to make money. We have the means. You may not like how you're making your money, but you can still make money. And once you get grateful for how you're making your money, you might be able to attract another way to make money. We'll talk about that during the show. So after breakfast, let's see. What do I like about myself? I like the fact that I am inspiring. I've been inundated with messages lately to confirm that I should be going out on the road from people in 100 and I think it was 11 countries when I looked, and 3.9 million impressions now on my YouTube TV channel. And I went specifically looking for the countries that I have people who tune in and have asked me, invited me to come and bring my Happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years to their country. And that's why I'm going to the places that I've already identified on tour: Africa, Canada, Shanghai, Taiwan. So if you are listening and you're from one of those 111 countries and you'd like to invite me to come and speak and teach, or whatever it is, or broadcast from where you are, then please message me and let me know, because this is the year that I go back out on world tour. So I appreciate my ability to up and go. That is, I think, a skill. And then last appreciation is my ability to laugh often and much. That is Emerson's definition of success that I own and hold and use. And laughter is the best, not only medicine, but it is my favorite sound in life. And so I'm so appreciative that that is true in my life. And there's breakfast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you join me every weekday morning here because we start every show with breakfast, no matter what, even if we do it at the end on Throwback Thursdays. But thanks for joining me for breakfast. I hope you continue this good life habit, this hashtag Belliscipline for the next 28 consecutive days, with or without me on the air. And I promise you, you'll sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining me for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. Everything is awesome. Today we're talking about, let's see, I put it on the promo line because I like the way it sounded last night when I came up with it. So it is the law of attraction. I don't talk about it um, in a focused way on many of my shows. So I thought today we would talk about the law of attraction, specifically how messy manifesting and the law of attraction. And we're not talking about the secret way of the law of attraction, even though, my big brother is known as one of the very influential teachers in the book, in the movie, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. However, I am talking about not the physical car in the garage, mansion in the hills, law of attraction that a lot of people erroneously affiliate with the law of attraction, vision boards, sitting under a bow-tie tree and picturing that dream car in the garage. That is not the law of attraction in its most useful form. Let's just say it that way. Abraham Hicks, Esther, and Jerry Hicks are, to me, the people who brought the true essence of the law of attraction to us. And the good news about The Secret, it did help sort of pave that road, so to speak. In fact, the history is originally Esther and Jerry Hicks were supposed to be part of that, The Secret, but because it did not align with the themes that I just spoke about, that did not come to be. But the good news is they are alive and well. Well, actually, Jerry passed, but he's alive in the way that my mom's alive, in the way that anyone that has passed is alive. They're not lost. And I know when people say, "I'm sorry for your loss," I know they are conveying some care and love on what has happened when my mom passed. But I try not to cringe because I know my mom's not lost. Anyone that we have the privilege of having in our life and then they move on to, I call it the bridge back into love. We all come from love. We all go back into love, and they're not gone. They're not in physical form, but they're certainly not lost. So I'm trying to figure out a way to, I say thank you very much. And then if I see the person who gave me that, I say, but they're really not lost, but thank you for the sentiment. I'm trying to figure out a way to say that and convey all of that in a very short, but maybe it's just going to take time and continued emphasis on the fact that when people die, they are not lost. They are just not in physical form. And sure, you'll miss them. And I miss everyone who has passed in my life. And that is human, and it's okay. And it's grief is a good feeling to have because it widens or opens our ability to feel the highs, exhilaration, excitement. If you don't feel the grief and sadness, it's like a dumbwaiter. You're going to end up just feeling fine, which is FINE, stands for effed up irrational, neurotic, and emotional. So we don't want that. We don't want even keel. So feeling grief is very, very healthy. And certainly I have felt grief since my mom passed on Thursday. I have to look at the June the I just sent it. I can never find things when I want to find them. Anyway, she passed a week ago, Thursday, whatever that day was. But sometimes I'll cry in the shower, or I'll cry. Yesterday, when you move, you get to go through things, and certainly I'm going to put all of the memorabilia of my life, all the awards and accolades, and the photo albums. My daughters were freaking out, "Mom, don't throw away the photo albums!" But all these beautiful memories, and I'm putting the photo collage together for the celebration of life. And this was in a garden in 2009 in China with my mom. And so yesterday I had a good cry as well. Tears are the disinfectant that keep our hearts soft. That's why I never apologize for crying. So yes, it is important to feel that grief. Now, how did I get on that tangent from the law of attraction? Let me rewind. I was talking about the real law of attraction. And even though Jerry, Esther's husband, her beloved husband, has passed, he's not gone. And he still continues to be such an important presence in her life. He helps her write. And in fact, he's more alive to her now since he passed than he was before. And that's from her, not from me, because it's a beautiful lesson and a legacy and a goal for all of us. We are all, in some sense, a psychic or a medium, because we can have access to those who have passed if we get rid of the BS, the belief system that they're gone, number one. And number two, that you have to see things or have empirical science to believe them. So I would encourage you. I know that I've said, if you're there, Dad, I didn't lose. Whoa. It's such an ingrained habit. Talk about messy habits. My dad passed of lymphoma in the year 2000. And I remember when I first started studying Abraham Hicks and practicing, and they came up with this concept, the way they look at death. It's not that big of a deal. It's not the morbid thing that our society and religion has made it into. And I'm so glad to see that we don't say funeral a lot anymore. We say celebration of life, which is exactly what it is. That I said, okay, Pops, okay, Dad, Dr. David Pay, professor at University of Waterloo, worked it with China to create a joint PhD program with the Shanghai University. Show yourself to me. And that night I had a dream about my dad and where he was and what he was doing. And you've all heard this story if you've listened to me at all, where I'm flying in the dream and I see him sitting in front of a big screen TV, clapping and saying woohoo every time, because he was watching my life and sending good things. And that's what we all get if we choose to not see death as the morbid end and loss that it has been portrayed as. I know I grew up with that. That's why I don't even really want to have the casket open, but my younger brother, he's still in that tradition, and his wife is very religious. And so, but it's okay. I don't have to stand by the casket because I know my mom's not there. And I wanted to talk about the law of attraction today because a lot of us are living the product of our messy manifestations. They're called messy manifestations because, you don't even know how you are continuously attracting things that you don't like into your life. So, if you don't like what's happening in your life, this is the episode for you. And that's the topic of the day. So, let me take a sip of this coffee. Well, I didn't want to manifest that, but for whatever reason, I also I forgot to do my story. So if you will, I see the eyeballs in. So I'm going to just do this. So, and then I promise I will. If you're wondering what's going on in studio today, it is Monday, Mental Health Monday. So we're talking about messy manifestations. All right. So you will indulge me. I would love to know who the eyeballs are. So this will be a little pause here for you. If you're not driving, if you're on the AM FM side, please do not identify. But this is Mental Health Mondays on Messy Manifestations with Dr. Marissa, live at my YouTube TV channel. Come on by. And now you've seen me. That's how I do my posts. All right, here we go. Good. I didn't lose the eyeballs. Here we go. How are you continuing to live a life that you don't like or have things happen to you that you don't like? And the first most important change or shift is the awareness that you can create your own reality. And this is a really tough one if you have a habit. And we're going to talk about habits today too, because if you have a habit of feeling sorry for yourself, okay, a little bit of tough love, I did. So you're not alone. But if you have a habit of feeling sorry for yourself, and here are the symptoms of feeling sorry for yourself. So if you blame people for the crap in your life. So I'll give you some really good examples from my own life because I live out loud, and that's why I do this, is because I didn't write this as a psychologist telling you how to be happy. By the way, if you don't already have a free audiobook copy, go to my website, drmarissa.life. That's the Asian Oprah giveaway today. And you'll get a free audiobook narrated in my voice, $20 value. Commercial aside, if you I blamed my mom for decades for problems I had in relationships. I blamed her for not feeling good about myself. I blamed her for not believing in myself because I had a habit of believing the messages that she gave me as a kid. So you're ugly, you're fat, you're clumsy, you're don't, you have nothing to say, you're not all that. Don't be full of yourself. A lot of this is Chinese culture. The nail that stands up is hammered down, which is why I feel I have a lot of people in China who listen to me because they identify. When I spoke at the embassy in Beijing back in 2019 with Jessica Cox, my hashtag Limitless Women speaking partner, there was not a dry eye in the place because Tiger Mom is a real thing. Tiger Mom and critical moms and moms who aren't your best friend, moms who don't tell you you're beautiful, which is the standard that a lot of daughters grow up with, well, they have a supportive mother. How come my mom is so mean? And mom shouldn't do that. And that is a blame. So that is a habit. So if you're a person like me, up until 88% of my angst towards my mom had been taken care of, but that 12% was still there. And if you live your life, if it's your mom, if it's your teacher, if it's your uh, older sibling, if it's anyone who hurt you badly that shouldn't have, and they're the ones to blame, and you want to hold on to that habit for the rest of your life, then you're going to continue to manifest things that you can blame someone for. That is the hard, tough love truth where the rubber meets the road when it comes to law of attraction. Because the core fundamental BS belief system that you have to stop fighting and accept in its wholeness is that you create your own reality. And so if bad things happen to you and bad things happen to everyone, that's another BS, a messy manifestation is when tragedy happens or bad things happen to good people, you say that is what's, why did that happen? I was a good person. Why are they still alive? They're bad people. Why did they die? They were good people. I hear this all over the place. I used to hold that BS myself. But here's the deal, folks. Bad things happen in life. That's mandatory. No one has a only good things happen life. Most of the people you see who have good things happen, they went through. Uh, well, I can't remember if it's the D word or the H word that I can say without getting a $20,000 fine. FCC, NBC News regulations. So I'm not going to say either one of them. Uh, when I interviewed Halle Berry, beautiful inside and out, she said, when you're going through hell, I think that one's the okay one to say, but it's the saying. It's not good if I don't use that word. If you're going through hell, keep going, right? So pain in life is mandatory, suffering is optional. So if you have pain in your life, it is the direct result of something that you have thought about or focused on or created by default, accidentally, or what I like to say, habit. It's just a habit. So habits can be changed. But if you live your entire life in blaming someone else, that means you don't live in the law of attraction because I created my choosing of a man in my marriage who didn't like to work, who was not emotionally available, who did not find me attractive, who did not, he didn't want to be with me. And I created that. Now you're like, what? Yes, I created that because I continued to hold the belief that I was unloving, unlovable, and I could not love myself. I created a marriage where I attracted someone who proved that that was true. And the reason why I want this to be the most, hopefully the most important thing that you take away from today's show is that until you stop blaming other people, you can't create your own reality because you're giving them the power. I'm sure you've heard that expression over and over again. You're letting people live rent free in your head. Mm. I do love my coffee in the morning. Um, you are allowing them, you're giving them the credit for what's happening in your life. And frankly, my dear, you're you're really not going to be able to manifest anything because you're not owning your power. Now, there's a great episode. If you're a person right now who's an atheist, and you're an atheist because I don't believe in a God that would allow starvation and AIDS and all of those horrific things that are happening in the world. Yes, I just put that moose on the table, my Canadian version of talking about the elephant in the room. If you are an atheist and or you're a parent or married and don't want to have kids because you don't want to bring them into this world because of all the crap going on, and Lord knows there's a lot of crap going on, and I don't disagree with you. Maybe that's part of one of the reasons why I'm going back on world tour, but you didn't hear that here. But the truth of the law of attraction is you have to start taking ownership of your own BS, of your own habits, of your own thoughts. What do you believe? If you believe, like an atheist, there is no God, that there is a random chaos and or people are fundamentally evil, the world is going to hell in a handbasket, it's people are fundamentally evil, therefore life's gonna suck, and things are just gonna get worse, never better, and there's like look at all the crap going on in the headlines, which is why we don't do headlines here, because of all the things that are happening in the world. There are way more things that are going well and in solution, and there's more than enough food to feed everybody, and there's more than enough love, there's more than enough creativity to solve everything that's not going the way we want it to. But if you continue to have the habit of focusing on all those things that are wrong, which is what you do when you meaningless scrolling, or you listen to the news, which is actually old. It's something that passed, and it's a weapon of mass distraction. Thank you, Big Brother Michael. Then, yeah, you are not going to manifest things that you want in your life. You will have messy manifestations because you have not been intentional and held that intention and stayed in the solution and stayed in the positive and let the intention go. Let my people go. Let it go. Those of you who think the law of attraction is about uh, filling out a vision board with the perfect house, perfect mate, perfect car, and continue to look at it over and over and think about it and think about it and savor it, and then like get mad because it's still not here, because you still have to look at them. Why isn't this working? And why am I still in this crappy job? And why am I still in this crappy marriage? And why am I still single? And why? Then your habit of noticing what isn't there is working against you and will continue to feed your messy manifestations. Am I saying you shouldn't have a vision board? No. In fact, I'm going to go show you mine that I put together last year. And I'm going to get in trouble for leaving the set, but here we go. My vision boards are I don't know if you can see this. Yes. All right. So there's no car, there's no house, there's no partner, but there are images of water, ocean, peace of mind. You got this. Be kind to your mind. 2025 vision, dream. Okay. And of course, because I can't just have one. You've got butterflies, you've got hand holding, you've got, let's see, eat new foods, meet new people, learn new language, laughter. I don't have my glasses on. Grateful for, I'll just read them now. Learning something new every day. You are never too old to learn. Grateful for where I am. Excited about where I'm going. Learn in laughter and in tears. Always together. Do what you love. Be the energy you want to attract. I'm possible. Okay. So I'm not against vision boards, but I am against vision boards that feed the habit that you don't have already what you want, and that the yearning and that feeling of dis-ease with life. You are never enough. It is never enough. There's stuff out there. How come I don't have it? How come she has it or he has it? That feeling will lead you to a messy manifestation. Okay. So step one, concede to your innermost self that you are the creator of your life. You're the master of your own ship. That's personal mastery. This is the clear new message that I taught at UCLA in the fall, that I continue to bring as part of my Happy 88 mission. It's not just 8 ways to happiness. It is personal mastery. That's the overarching theme. Who's the boss of you? So if you're unhappy, guess what? You're the boss of your unhappiness. So what are you doing to feed into your own unhappiness? So step one is to stop blaming other people, because you have to own your power. Now, so the good news is you have the power. The bad news is you've been using your power inadvertently, lazy, sloppy, by creating habits in your life that don't work for you. So if you, that's the bad news about all this, is that you have no one to blame. You have to, the buck stops right over here. So what are you doing to continue to bring things into your life that you don't like? Okay, so if I created this, and I meant to say, I don't want to get into a debate with an atheist at this point, but because there's a brilliant episode in Jerry and Esther Hicks channel. Actually, you just, I think if you just put Law of Attraction, Esther Hicks, and atheist, maybe, the I can visualize what it looks like. The thumbnail is Esther. You see the front of her, and you see the guy who didn't want to be on camera, and he had a baseball cap on. I think it's red. So if you know someone, or if you are an atheist yourself who is adamant that there is not a friendly universe because of all the bad things that are around, and therefore law of attraction doesn't, is not real, please go and watch that. And then we can talk, because I can't do that conversation justice. I can work with people who are ready to do something different because they don't like the manifestations in their life, and or they're not happy 88% of the time. That's who I'm good for talking to. So that's what we're doing today. But that's a huge another area for the people who are just adamant that there is no God, there is no power outside that is not random, chaotic, and horrible. All right. So step one, awareness, own your power. Okay, I am, right, the master of my ship, and I am the creator of my reality. So how do I undo all these things that I don't like in my life? Well, the second step is quit looking at the things that are not going well in your life. Can you do that? Can you do that? That is a tall order. Little tough love here. If you're a person, when bad things happen to you, the first thing you do is pick up the phone, or text someone, or a post about the crap that just happened to you in your life, you are a messy manifester master, because you are continuing to focus on things that you do not like. And this is one of the hardest habits to break. Trust me, I know. So, what do you do when bad things happen? Because bad things are going to happen. I guarantee you, bad things are going to happen. You're going to want things that don't come to be. You're going to have people do things that you didn't ask for. You're going to have bad things happen to people you love that you don't understand. You're going to have goals and dreams not come true. You're going to have expected and unexpected bad things happen in your life. Now that I depressed you fully, let me see if I can bring you out of that. Because pain in life is mandatory. However, every time something bad happens to me, I definitely express that I'm not happy with it, but I don't call someone before I've had a chance. I try to see if I can catch it at that first level of piss offedness. I stomp my feet, I growl, I bite my pillow, I if I'm in public, I go back to my car and I try not to let it show on my face. This is not easy when someone just insulted you and you have to just suck it up and go, because I hate apologizing, and I'll go, thanks very much. And I'll walk away, right? Because I don't want to apologize. I don't want to even give them the satisfaction of knowing that they affected me, which maybe not the best motivation, but baby steps, right? So what I do is I express my displeasure, and then I say this: I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. I can't wait to see what good comes out of this, in more or less sarcasm. So I just noticed there's a comment here. Dorcas Gray. So glad to have you here. I don't know if I've ever seen you in my cashew gallery. I'm getting all ramped up here. So I can't wait to see what good comes out of this is my go-to first level of anchoring, right? That I am not going to let this bad thing become my focus for the rest of the day, because I know that everything happens for my divine and best good. There's the next thing I say. Everything happens for my divine and best good. And in order to say that, I have to know that I live in a friendly universe. That's why atheism does not work with law of attraction. Sorry. You have to believe that you live in and through and as a friendly universe that's always conspiring for you, never against you. And if you grew up in a really hell and brimstones, that's the third time I said hell. I hope to goodness that's an okay word for my FCC regulations. You will never have the law of attraction work for you if you do not have a fundamental belief system that well-being abounds in this world, in this life, on this planet, in other planets, that we live as full expressions of this creative, beautiful, powerful source, love. Some people call it love, some people call it nature, some people call it God, some people call it Allah, whatever you want to call it. I call it my UPS man, my universal power source. He delivers every morning when I pray and meditate. Whatever you call it, you have to believe in that, or law of attraction doesn't work. Because you create your own reality. Sounds like you are operating in a vacuum and you are like, the most powerful superhero or whatever. No, That's not what I'm talking about. You are powerful because you are connected to this incredible source of uh, of creativity and innovation that created the ocean with every single droplet of water that is unique and different than the other. Same with a grain of sand on the beach. Same with the leaves on a tree. Same with the blades of grass. Every single one of a kind, wonderful, unique, nothing like it. Same with all 8 billion of us. We are all one of a kind, wonderful. We are all unique individuals shot through with the creative power. We're connected to that. We can do anything, we can manifest anything if we, one, quit blaming other people, two, believe in a power that is always for us, never against us, that everything happens for my divine and best good. Okay? So, buck stops right here. Can't blame other people. Two, I can't wait to see what good comes. Oh, no, express your piss offedness. Three, I can't wait to see what good happens from this. And everything happens for my divine and best good. And if I have that habit instead of calling someone and telling them what horrible thing just happened, I used to believe that venting was important, and I still do. I vent to myself. I write stuff out. I hit save draft because what happens when I vent with someone else? There is the potential to activate in them and me oh, you think that's bad? Listen to what happened to me, right? Or continuing that or Googling, what bad things, whatever. It is dangerous to begin the habit of telling everybody what's going on that's bad, because even if you resolve it pretty quickly, they will ask you tomorrow, how's that situation? And then it gets activated again. So that is why advanced law of attraction for me and avoiding messy manifestations is to not even say anything, right? Until there's a clear resolution. That's why I sleep on things for 24 hours too, because sometimes it'll just go away. I'll forget what I was pissed off at yesterday, right? So, hello. You're welcome. So, I am, hopefully, this was a useful law of attraction talk that I have brought to you today on Mental Health Mondays. I didn't even take a break. I was on a roll. All the guys at KCAA, my NBC News radio channel, which I'm going to do a station ID, the station that leaves no listener behind, home to the Asian Oprah #1 talk in the IE. Thank you very much. Streams everywhere. And of course, live on my YouTube TV channel every weekday morning at 9 Pacific time. Give me the finger, do a free subscribe. And thank you for the 3.9 million impressions now on this channel, and I couldn't have done it without y'all, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going on world tour again. But that was if you have any questions, please do put them in the chat now. But that was my this is the model that I use when I'm coaching people who don't like what's happening in their lives. I look at their habits. What do you do on a regular basis? What do you talk about? What do you think about? How are you meditating? And the reason why meditation is so important is it stops the habits. All the negative habits that you have will get washed if you begin to allow for more healthy voices in your head, for more non-critical voices in your head. So meditation and appreciation, Esther Hicks says, are the most powerful tools in the law of attraction for you to begin to have the life that you want, right? So it's not about continuing to push oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, I see this, I feel this, I feel this, which is good as long as it makes you feel good. As soon as you do that little switch of, I've wanted this for such a long time, why isn't it here? That's the engine that, as Esther will say, you just plunked it down and you're going to pull your train in the wrong direction, or in the other, not right or wrong, in the other direction. So if you want what you want and you can't think about it without getting mad that it's not here, then don't think about it. If you don't like what you're looking at, quit looking at it. That's one of mine. So I am such a cheerleader for the art of neglect. Neglect usually has a negative connotation, but in my book, it doesn't. Literally. Dorcas, if you don't have an audiobook copy of this #1 bestseller, and you'll know the name that did the foreword, Michael Bernard Beckwith, my big brother, who you love as well, and Neil Donald Walsh, guest on my show, did the back. Kudos. Go to my website, which is here on the screen, drmarissa.life, and just put in your email and I'll know and send you the promo code to get that free audiobook copy. All right. That's it. It's been a great show. As usual, I love Mental Health Monday Matters because I don't have to interview anyone. I love interviewing people. Don't get me wrong. But I've been doing actually quite a few interviews where I'm on the hot seat. And if you go to my social, you'll see I was a guest on some really great hosts. I will continue to do. I have one this week. So when you interview someone, you're supposed to talk less than your guest. So the good thing about Mental Health Mondays is I don't have to talk less, right? Anyways. Oh, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I love doing this show. I'm so grateful that I continue to do it 684 consecutive weeks later. And thank you so much for continuing to tune in. And remember that it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. Thanks for the thumbs up, Dorcas. Love you too.